right, guys, this is our first podcast. It's going to be both on the Instinct Team channel and it's also going to be on my channel. For people who don't know my channel over on Team Instinct, it's TruWarlord. The link will probably be in the description. The two people who are in here with me, they don't have channels, but you guys can explain who you are, what you like to do, things like that, and whatever you would like to do in the future, whether it's with Team Instinct or whatever else.
All right. Well, I was gonna at some point start streaming for Team Instinct. I don't know when that's gonna start, but I'm Nick, and I played Call of Duty for I don't know altogether probably like 4 years, maybe 5. But I stopped playing just actually as Black Ops 2 came out. Um, I played to like level 30 in that game, and then I came back at like the very end of Ghosts, which let me tell you, that game's pretty great. I promise. But that's about it. I don't know.
And then he got back into it around Advanced Warfare, middle-ish of Advanced Warfare.
Did
Yeah,
you,
I did.
Nick? Did you solely stop playing that game because you didn't like it, or because of other reasons?
I think that's when The Last of Us came out, and then a whole bunch of other games came out and just kind of took it over. I always played by myself, so it was never really all that fun.
Is that what happened? Because I don't know, all the hate that Ghost was getting is.
Well, I do.
I thought there was like, oh, I quit playing because Ghost is shit or whatever.
Well, I stopped playing when Black Ops 2 came out. Black Ops 2 was good. It's just I wasn't. I just wasn't. I don't know.
So you didn't touch Ghost?
No, I played. I played it for like maybe a month. Like the last month it was out. I got it for like fucking barely anything.
You know when you couldn't plant bombs in S&D in the last month of the game's life cycle?
I didn't play S&D back then, so.
That felt when S&D was the only good game type for that.
Yeah, I know. It was the only good game type, and you couldn't plant the bomb sometimes. Oh my god.
Dude, do you guys
Staring at me to the door.
Do you guys remember that AR and assault rifle, like the Maverick, I think it was called?
Yeah, the DLC one.
Yeah, dude. And at the time, I thought that sniper rifle was like low key the best thing that ever came out ever. And it was, dude. Looking back on it, was garbage. That site that was pretty dope. I mean, the tracker integrated fucking.
I never got remember the SMG, the Ripper, I think it was called?
Yeah.
That SMG was good, and I never got it. I wish I would have.
Why didn't you get it?
I don't know, I just did. I only played was competitive, so there was really no point in having it. They wouldn't allow it to be used.
Dude,
That's right.
I was a season pass holder, and they gave it to me early, and it was fucking overpowered. Like, I remember people were just complaining that it was just a laser beam, and
It was, dude.
I mean,
It was unreal.
I don't think that they grasped the concept of a gun that was supposed to be two different weapon classes together, because all it was a submachine gun that either fired faster one way or you press B and it fired slower. That's all it was. Like, it didn't turn into an assault rifle like they claimed.
Yeah, no, it didn't. Personally, I really like the Peacekeeper from Black Ops, 2 and now 3, but I don't have it for Black Ops 3. I really like it was a gun that wasn't ridiculously overpowered, but you could use it and still do good if you played to the way the gun was supposed to be used.
I feel like in Black Ops 3 they did it more justice. I mean, I don't have it, but I picked it up, and they did it more justice as far as like an AR with submachine gun handling. And in Black Ops 2, I just felt like it was an AR the whole time. I was like, this is not a sub at all. But
I got the movement side of this, it being a submachine gun in Black Ops 2. It felt like when you're running around, it felt kind of like a submachine gun, but that's about it. Everything else was assault rifle. Reload time, shots to kill, fire rate.
dude, I don't like how, and I get that they don't want it to be overpowered for like the FAMAS in Black Ops 3 is supposed to be like the HVK, and they don't want it to be pay to win. So they make like the reload time slower, the ADS time slower, and I don't understand. I don't get that. I don't. It doesn't, because it's not anything like it.
If they were to, like, at some point there has to be a line that's drawn, right? Like, quality guns, because what we've gotten in Black Ops 3 are not necessarily quality DLC guns. Like, they're not bad, but they're not good. So, but they're not free either. Like, if especially because they're in supply drops. So you could spend hundreds of dollars to get this one, maybe above average gun. But more than likely, it's not going to be. Like the HG40, oh my god, that gun is so bad.
I think I have 3 DLC guns in Black Ops 3. I think I have the Intervention. I have um the HG40 and the Shiva thing.
MX Grand.
Yeah, the MX Grand. That's what it is. And I don't feel like I would use any of them over the Shiva or HG over the Kuda or
I
the
have
Intervention over the Locust.
I have the Siege, the L4 Siege, the
Dude, you got that piece of shit?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
I have the Banshee, the DBSR 50, the crossbows, the Marshall 16, the HG40. Sadly,
Dude, I actually used the Intervention yesterday or the other day when I was playing with Chad, and because I got pissed because we were playing TDM and our team was losing, I was like, man, forget about this shit. I'm just gonna pull the Intervention out. And dude, the buff that they did wasn't like it's not that bad of a gun. Like it's not good, but it's not.
I really like the DBSR 50. It's just I'm not much of a sniper, so especially in pubs, I just don't.
Yeah, I really want that.
It
Yeah.
feels good when you kill somebody with it. But I always forget. I always forget that you can shoot twice before you have to fucking.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. For the most part, it is a one-shot kill.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Do you guys since we were talking about Ghosts, do you guys remember that sniper rifle in Ghost that was black and it had a suppressor on it like all the time? Like it was integrated or whatever?
I think I remember what you're talking about. Yeah, but I don't remember what it was called.
Probably not. Like I said, I only use what pros use, which was like the L11 and the fucking
Here,
other
Nick,
one.
you can talk. I'm gonna look this up real quick.
Alright, but like, I think I know what you're talking about. I think it was the last one, but I don't know. But I didn't snipe, so.
I personally, okay. Have you seen the new sniper rifle in Infinite Warfare? It's a bolt action sniper rifle. It's a one-shot kill from the waist up,
Alright.
which is dope because typically they're only from like the shoulders up or like upper chest up, which means like the Locust, you get a lot of hit markers.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty exciting to see that there's going to be another good sniper rifle again. Was it called the Lynx?
No, it was the VKS guy.
Ah.
That thing, it was the stupidest sniper rifle that I have ever used. I guess sometimes putting a suppressor on it, but like, so most times whenever you have like the Barrett from 50 cal from Modern Warfare series, it's like semi like okay, like you'll get one shot and it kills them, or you miss and that's it. No, this one there was like 2 shots to kill.
I really liked the L11. Like a lot of pros, they used the USR, and I
yeah,
was like, nah, I got this L11. L11 with the thermal, playing on Sovereign on the side of the map where you're like, the side where it didn't have like the tank glitch where you could get up above the tank and look over the map.
yeah.
I'd spawn on that side, run around the hallway, bust out the window, and I'd be able to see down that long hallway by B plant site before literally anybody could peek the corner. So I was always ready to get the snipe right off the start.
Yeah. Dude, I like that sniper rifle over the USR a lot. I do agree with you. I like the way it sounded. Dude, do you remember the Honey Badger?
Yeah.
Dude, I love that gun. On
Nick also liked that gun a lot.
the
Yeah.
day
I
of
did.
release, that thing was my favorite by far.
I used the Remington a lot. The Remington and the MTAR, basically that was it.
And the MSBS, dude.
I think I used the Vector a lot too.
The Vector
Or one
was
of those
good.
SMGs. So, oh god, what was I gonna say? Um, when is the beta come out again?
October 14th.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty great.
I'm excited for it, but I'm not going to get my hopes up for this game. I'm just not. Like, so far, they haven't really given me much of a reason to think that it's going to be a bad game. I think for the most part it'll be alright. But if the time to kill, I made a video about this, and it got some dislikes actually. But basically, I made a video that said if the time to kill is like it is in Ghosts with that fast-paced movement, it could honestly be the death of that game. Especially if it has the same connection type as Ghosts, where host advantage is very obvious.
Yeah, that would be really fucking annoying. But I'm excited about classic weapons.
Yeah, I am too. I'm more excited about that than I am variants or any of the other guns.
Do you guys remember like the PDW and the Weevil and the PP90 and all those guns were like huge magazines? Well, the PP90 is kind of it is, but it was kind of good. Uh, the guns were like huge, the submachine guns with huge magazines and like kind of good damage. I want
Yeah.
if there's going to be one in Infinite Warfare, I want it to be decent because the Weevil trash,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
the PDW 57 from Black Ops 2 trash.
No, the PDW in Black Ops 2 was amazing until they patched it. They
Yeah,
nerfed
but
the shit out of it like 2 months into the game, I think.
well, look at the damage on it. I'm looking at the gun right now. The damage on it used to be good, but I mean, I like those are my favorite types of submachine guns. And when they haven't buffed the Weevil, and not no memes, no nade shot memes here, but when they haven't buffed the
Okay.
Weevil, and then when they did buff it, it was only for hardcore, and I don't play that stuff.
Yeah.
I was so like, oh,
Like, why? It's a pointless buff.
please buff the Weevil.
I completely agree.
In Modern Warfare, isn't the P90 supposed to be really good?
COD 4 P90 suppressed, yeah.
Yo,
That
yeah,
shit's
Well,
great.
there you go. There you go, Andrew. This is your chance.
this is my chance.
So let's talk a little bit about what we want to do with the podcast. As of right now, this episode is going to be a little more PG. We don't know on Instinct side of things. We don't know how, I guess, R-rated they want this to be because our natural selves were a little bit more vulgar. Maybe say a little bit more risky things. And in my honest opinion, I feel like that would be more entertaining for people to watch. But I could also understand why people might get offended. But I mean, fuck it, it's YouTube, right? So what do you guys want to see this turn into as far as views and everything else, like ideas to do on it?
I mean, it's whatever. It's fun to sit down and talk about things that I'm passionate about and all, but I mean, it would be better to be our normal selves. I'm not saying this is fake me, but this isn't. I would talk differently than I am now, and it would just be different. Um,
Be a lot smoother.
yeah, it would be
Yeah.
smoother.
This is
'Cause-
the I'm
'cause
gonna go meet my
subconsciously-
girlfriend's parents for the first time version of us.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm just like thinking about things to say before I say it, and during that process, I'm like canceling out all the bad shit. Like, oh nope, that's a cuss word. Replace that word with something else. Oh nope, that's too much. Replace that thing.
So another thing that we could talk about actually is we all have, for the most part, very different interests in video games and music. Nick and I have a little bit more in common when it comes to video games, but we all play Call of Duty. That's pretty much what makes us the same type of gamer. Myself, I pretty much only like shooting games, action games, stuff like that. But Andrew likes something completely different, and Nick likes other things. So if you guys want to
Other things.
talk about that.
I mean, something that me and Nick have in common you'll know nothing about is
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 15's coming out.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that.
They postponed the release date. If anybody listening is a Final Fantasy nerd, then they would understand that when they postponed the release date, it only means utter chaos from here on out. Because if they did it once, they're probably going to do it again. Like we were told, oh, Final Fantasy VII Remastered's coming out, then we're going to remake it all, update the combat system, graphics, everything. It's going to look amazing. And then whenever E3 came around and they released everything, we didn't hear anything about it. And
Yeah.
Wasn't that supposed to come out this year?
it was.
Well, it wasn't
I mean,
supposed
it
to.
wasn't supposed to come out this year, but we didn't hear anything about it. They released one trailer, and they said it's going to be. All we got was one trailer, and they said it was going to be an episodic thing, so it would come out.
Oh
in
yeah.
parts. So I mean, that's all we've heard, and I haven't heard about that in 6 months.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's super upsetting. But 15 looks pretty good. They already released the beta. The release date should be for real this time. I think the reason why they decided to postpone it was because the PS4 Pro or whatever the hell it's called
Maybe.
comes out only like a few days before or after. I'm not for sure on which one. But I mean, that could be my only thought was they didn't want to.
That makes a lot of sense. I could see that being a thing.
It's upsetting though because I took vacation from work a week of it, and we don't get probably won't be getting vacation approved during the holidays, and it's a miracle that I got the vacation approved for September, the end of September, beginning of November or October, and then they like postponed it, and man, I don't know, have to call in or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get on the topic of work. We just got off work. We talk about enough there as it is, but Walmart and the way that they give you days off and say you can or can't have these days, I think that the time frame is too much. If they're like, okay, middle of November through the middle of January, don't take time off. I can understand that. But like September through the end of January, that's like almost 6 months of time that we're not allowed to have any time off.
Yeah, something
That
that you guys might not know is that uh, in in January maybe, but January all the way through the summer, if you put in time off and it is for sure like 3 weeks in advance, it's almost always approved,
yeah.
which is nice. But
But see, the only time of the year that I really care about having off is the first week in November. Like really, that's literally the only time. Which
yeah,
it doesn't make sense that I can't have that off because Thanksgiving is until the end of the fucking month. Why do I need? Why do I not need to be there the first week of the month? Like why can't that happen?
because prep, guy, because prep.
I
Anyway,
guess.
Yeah, I
anyway,
suppose.
Nick, how do you feel? I don't know if you, Nick, have played any other Final Fantasies or back in the day, like the old turn-based systems, or even like in 12, whenever they started to slowly move away from the turn-based combat system. But how do you feel about the new combat system, the
I
hack and
actually
slash and
like it.
warp and everywhere?
I like that a lot because, like, I liked. I mean, I never bait 7 because when it came out, I was fucking. I was a child, and so that was all right, and I liked that and everything. But it was like, then it went to that weird in between with like 13, and I
Yeah.
was like, no, this is gross, and I never actually bait it because of that. And
That was them not wanting to piss people off like they knew 15 would. Yeah, I mean, I don't think 15 pissed everybody off, but I mean, we were all pretty upset when they're like, "What? Everything you knew about Final Fantasy, gone. Combat, totally new. Everything else, the same. Same story, same everything like that you would want from a Final Fantasy is going to be there. But your combat system, we're going to make something new. But I mean, because I'm playing Final Fantasy Tactics right now, and I know both of you guys haven't played it, but it's basically like chess. And I mean, every move, like every time that it's that person's move, you have to sit there and think for a few minutes. Like, if I do this, where is the AI going to move? Uh, if I do this, how many turns is it going to be before this is cast? And I like that, and I hate it at the same time. The more that I'm playing it, I'm like, man, come on. It's upsetting, but
yeah, yeah, true.
I
But
definitely I'm really weird when it comes to TV shows, and I'm really weird when it comes to video games. I guess um, I don't like pretty much anything that is too unbelievable. Like for some reason, zombies don't bother me. But and if dragons are done right, they don't bother me. But I can't get behind mythical beasts and stuff or like goddesses and goddess. And I don't know why I can't do it. It just takes me out of the game in a way.
a large part of it probably is Final Fantasy stems from like Greek mythology and
Yeah, which
Indian
some of that stuff interests me,
mythology.
but just
Like
from a history standpoint.
most of the summons in that game are actually named after like uh Shiva is one of them, Leviathan. Yeah, I don't know, you guys have probably heard both of those. Titan, uh Golem, they're all like Hindu
Just a second,
uh,
guys. I'll be right back.
gods and stuff.
yeah, I what is it Bahamut?
Bahamut, yeah, dude.
Yeah, he's one of them.
The dragon. That guy's beast, dude.
Oh, I thought that was the devil guy.
No, dude. Have you played
Who's the
10?
devil-looking guy? It'd be from 7, because that's the only one I know him from.
Odin. Do you know who Odin is?
Oh, maybe it's Odin.
Odin is the guy on the horse.
Yeah, I know him. What was it, like the 7 knights or some shit like that?
Yeah, it's called Knights of the Round.
Yeah,
And
there you go.
that Dude,
That one
that's
takes forever.
dude, legit. Like there's this ability that you could like get on like I don't know if you played it, but you could put like abilities into your weapons and
Yeah,
armor, and it would have effects like haste, regen,
yeah,
where after every move you'd regen health, stuff like that. They had one, and you put it in your sword, and it would or weapon, and it would auto recast that same spell.
yeah,
So people, I don't know if you know about this, you probably do, but people would put knights that in their sword or their armor, and then they
yeah.
would cast Knights of the Round, and it would legit play Knights of the Round with Vampire on. It would play Knights of the Round, and freaking 99999 damage,
Yeah.
and then it would heal them, and then they would take damage. They would do it again, Knights of the Round, and then Vampire would heal them. It was so ridiculous because it
God.
would work, but ridiculous.
I am back.
Hello.
What were you guys
We
talking
just
about?
we
Oh,
just
we were
sat here
just
and said nothing.
talking
Oh,
about Final Fantasy summons like Odin. I don't know if you heard about Odin,
no,
Knights of the Round, stuff like
no,
that.
none of those things.
What other games are coming up that you guys are interested in?
Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah, Watch Dogs 2. Now I know this game gets a horrible rap, like Watch Dogs 1, but what people don't understand is the game was oversold. They like, it's going to look like this, it's going to do this, it's going to do that. You didn't necessarily get all that. The game ran fine. There wasn't a bunch of glitches or anything like that. And the main character was a little underwhelming. He wasn't that impressive. And so because the game didn't blow everybody out of the water like they were expecting it to, everybody says the game is garbage. And I don't think the game is garbage, especially after they, did some updating and tuning. And when you actually looked at the game for what it was really, what's the proper word for this? Different, I guess. It was different from a lot of other games out there, and I like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch base on two things. Number one, this trailer for Watch Dogs 2 looked really impressive as far as graphics goes, and I don't know if that's going to be like the same thing as last time where they oversell graphics and then underimpress whenever
They
release
could.
date comes.
They do it. They do it every year with Assassin's Creed almost.
What do you think the next Assassin's Creed is going to be? Because I love that series. I
Yeah, I like
played
that
all
series
of
a lot
them.
too. Honestly, I don't know. They said that they're never going to take it into like anything above, I think, the Civil War or something like that. But I think they could pull off a really good modern era Assassin's Creed, or even a World War II Assassin's Creed would be really cool. There's little fragments within the games that let you play in those time periods, and I think that they could make the games really good if they just made one.
Do you know how open did you play the World War One thing in Syndicate? Like they left it so open as far as the lore goes with the Fries and their ancestors. They left it so open.
Yeah, they did.
Like that's something that could happen. But I heard a lot of stuff about it being in Egypt, and
Yeah.
my homie, I don't know how I feel about Egypt. Chad thinks it's gonna be like the dopest thing ever because oh, don't you like know all the history about Egypt and all that? Dude, no.
I can't say that Egypt necessarily interests me, but I have really, really good faith in the fact that the game is going to be interesting and good from a history standpoint, because there has not been one time that they have let me down based off of the location. The last Assassin's Creed game that I played that I thought was just absolutely horrible all the way through to the game ending, that year of that game being out up until the new one, was Assassin's Creed 3. I thought Assassin's Creed 3 was awful, but what they were trying to do with it, like the location, was really cool.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know you're gonna hate me for saying it, and maybe Nick too, but I did not like the Civil War one, Assassin's Creed 4. No,
Unity,
Unity. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Unity was the French Revolution. A lot of people don't like that one, but that was where they started to change the way things work in Assassin's Creed. That's why you have such a nice finished version of Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Yeah, dude, Syndicate, amazing. Probably my favorite Assassin's Creed, the favorite era. I love the steampunk feel. I love the. I don't know if you played the Jack the Ripper DLC. Very upsetting the end of it. I'm not going to ruin it,
No, I
but
don't
very
play.
upsetting. It was fun though. I like that whole the Jack the Ripper. I like that whole history behind that and the killings, and I liked it. Um, any other games you guys are excited for? I basically all I got is Call of Duty and Final Fantasy. Other than that,
I mean, I've got a lot of games that I'm excited for, but how many of them am I actually going to get? I'm excited for Battlefield 1. I'm not going to get that right away. I'm excited for Skyrim Remastered. I won't get that right away. Obviously, Call of Duty. Ghost Recon Wildlands is coming out soon ish. I'm excited for the new WWE game that's coming out, which I know everybody, if there's a lot of views on this video, they're all going to call me lame. But do what you want. I enjoy those games. Other than
I'm
that,
excited for Bioshock.
yeah,
It's
dude,
already
yeah,
out though.
Dude, I was about to say, Nick, how do you feel about that Bioshock? I seen them putting that out today. That looked like something that I would wanna get.
Play again. I want it bad.
I want to play Batman Arkham,
Have you played
That's
Telltale
Bioshock,
series.
Cody?
No,
Nope.
but that is also a series that I want to play. I just don't have a lot
That's
of
why I
time.
want them to get it really bad.
It's very now. I criticize Final Fantasy only because I love the series. I love everything about it. But I criticize them because of the linear play style that 13 had. 12 was very open world. 10 was kind of open world towards the end. 10.2 was open world. But 13 and 13.2 were so linear. And if you don't know what I mean by that, I mean they stick you in a room. Basically, essentially, it's a room and the map is one line. It's a linear hallway, and if you play it, you'll notice that it never opens up. You can't do what you want to do. I mean, yeah, it's linear, and I didn't like that. Bioshock is very linear. Like the story, it's very touch. Just here's your story. Go do what we send you out to do, and that's it. So
I mean, I've gotten lost though.
are
Like
you?
it's not like it's crazy linear. I've gotten lost before,
I have no
especially
experience
in
on this
one.
topic.
No, okay.
What were you saying, Nick?
Like I've gotten lost before, like in the first game. Like it's not that linear. I mean, it's linear because they do tell you what to do, but at the same time, it's not crazy linear. Like it's for the most part, it's linear, but it's not like I don't know. I don't think linear is necessarily a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing, but when I'm playing a game strictly for the story, like give me like depth behind it. And I think that 3 games was a decent amount for like story explanation and lore and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But um per game, I don't know. I felt like I played the game for 5 hours, maybe beat the game, and I was like, man, that was cool, but I wish there was more to do.
Yeah. I really
And
want them to make more.
oh, I do too. I now I like the whole idea of Bioshock Infinite. You know, the
Yeah.
whole you go up into the clouds and how they twist things and make things really weird. I like that a lot, but I do. I don't know if it was just me being bad or whatever, but I felt like that grappling of the skyline
Mm-hmm.
was a horribly mechanic. Like, it was a horrible mechanic. I
I didn't think I was gonna like it because it wasn't underwater.
oh no, I mean I like them branching out and trying something different. Only in 2 games, I do like that a lot. But I don't know. I
Yeah, it
like
makes sense. Makes sense.
I like it a lot.
Here's a little bit of a different topic. Do you guys, still gaming related, do you guys think that Grand Theft Auto is on its way out? Do you think that it's time of Grand Theft Auto being one of like the top tier games, even though every year that it's been out, Grand Theft Auto 5, every year that it's been out, it has been within the top 3 most sold games. Do you think that with this next Grand Theft Auto, it's not going to be much more impressive than what we already have? And do you think that it's going to start going downhill from here?
So I'm not gonna talk about it like I know, but all I know is the thing that separated Grand Theft Auto 5 from Grand Theft Auto 4 and San Andreas and 3 and Vice City and all of that crap was you played the story, you got it something new, great, that was fun, but it didn't end there. Like if you played San Andreas, like yeah, there was some little things you could do, but after that it was done. It was over with. And with Grand Theft Auto 5, they brought out online. You can
Mm-hmm.
play with your friends, and they're gonna have to do something amazing besides the whole we tell you what to do, and you go take your friends. You try to beat this mission, and then we give you money. They're gonna have to do
Yeah.
something different besides that for it to be successful.
I think that it's going to follow the same. I think they're going to come out with new stuff. I think the next version of GTA Online is going to be the same basic steps that they have now, you know, missions, etc., etc. And they'll come out with new stuff on top of that. But what they need to do is the map, the place that they're at. Don't take us to New York City. Do not take us. I mean, you could work out Miami to be really cool, you know, because of the water and stuff. But don't take us back to New York City. 4 was a failure. That game was so bad. I don't ever want to see another Grand Theft Auto be in that again, ever.
How do you
Yeah.
feel about San Andreas? And I know that was a while ago.
I was old enough to play San Andreas. Obviously, I wasn't 18, but I like San Andreas a lot. I liked where it was at, which is obviously where 5 is. And I just think that California is a perfect spot for Grand Theft Auto to be in, and they could obviously do things, and they could make it work to be the whole country, but I don't know how they would do it
Yeah, that'd be really hard. Like how
because
they'd have to scale it down.
No,
they
I
couldn't
think
I feel
because
like
it
they'd
wouldn't be
have.
the same.
I think they could do it, but airplanes are very valuable in Grand Theft Auto 5. Like if Cody were to go grab an airplane, holy crap, how'd you get that airplane, dude? You went all the way to the Air Force Base to stole that damn thing, or you buy one.
For
At the end,
millions of dollars, yeah.
at the end of the day, they're very expensive and very precious. If they did the whole country, they're going to have to make planes accessible to everybody, and somehow fly fast as heck because
I think that there needs to they could make it. See, I don't know how they'd be able to do it on the equipment side of things because our PS4 couldn't handle that.
Yeah.
Maybe an extremely pimped out PC could handle it, but if they were to put the entire United States in a video game, they would have to give us the option to be able to fast travel, you know, even online, being able to jump from place to place to place, and then it could work. But because it's Grand Theft Auto, they still need to be able to drive from point A to point B.
yeah.
Maybe it'd have to load like San Andreas did.
Maybe, yeah.
But
Which
at a
would,
certain point, like
but then
textures start falling out,
how would you
and
do
then they come back
online?
in. I don't know.
See, the only thing that I can think of is like No Man's Sky and Minecraft. They're constantly rendering environments. So if you keep going on a planet in No Man's Sky, it's going to render as you go. They could work out something like that, but then it's going to take away from, oh, this is this part of the United States. You can clearly tell that because we're surrounded by fucking corn or something. So,
Do you think that maybe they could? I don't know anything about PC tech or tech behind video games, but do you think if they say it should be snowing here, randomly generate something involving snow, or it is very desert and in this place is desolate. There's only sand and cactuses and no very little life. Make that right here and only that.
Minecraft does that all the time. Yeah, they'd be able to do it, but like I said, that means that it would have to be a different world for pretty much everybody, unless you're invited into that world.
If they say you're in Nebraska, like there's probably a lot of people who have either drove through Nebraska, maybe, or flown over it. But I mean, Nebraska really isn't much there.
Yeah.
You could just randomly generate a road. Like
Uh
I'm
huh.
not talking about, have my house on this game
Yeah.
and have my no, but like they could randomly generate a road with a town,
They would have
a
to
small
section off.
town, and call it Nebraska.
They would have to section off parts of the United States. Like if you go up to the northeastern part of the United States, it's cold, it's dark and rainy. That's pretty much what that part of the country is. If you go to the west coast, the northwestern side of the country, it is rainy and not necessarily cold, but it's really rainy. The Midwest is obviously lots of hills and flat plains and fucking corn and other things.
I like
Um,
corn.
yeah, and then if you go up to like North Dakota and Montana and all that stuff, there's lots of forests and it's cold. If you go down to Texas, it's fucking Hickville. If you go to Florida and Alabama, it's kind of tropical-ish, things
Oh,
like that.
Hey, not trying to pull you guys off the subject, but I'm sure we don't have much time left. I know that Cody likes Game of Thrones and maybe not Nick so much, so this is again touching on something different. How do you feel about the next season of Game of Thrones? And how do you feel about them postponing it from April to May?
I think that the season's going to be good, almost regardless. But as the show as a whole, there's no way in hell that they're going to be able to wrap up the whole show, tie all the loose ends, and make me feel satisfied as a viewer in 2 more seasons. It's just not going to happen. There's no way.
So, if you think about it, and I'm not trying to spoil anything for anybody, but as the show has gone on, every king in King's Landing has died in every season. There's been a king to die in every season. So the first season was
Robert.
Robert, yes. The second season was the Stannis Baratheon, I'm pretty sure. The third season was Joffrey. The fourth season was whatever, and then the fifth season I'm not going to tell you because it's still kind of new. So there's been a king to die.
There's been an important person.
The fourth season is that guy. And so, I mean, if it's leading up to it, the kings to die or queens is Daenerys, Cersei, and Jon. That's it. That's all we have.
I don't see Jon Snow dying this next season. He is their Daryl. He is their moneymaker in a lot of ways. I think that if anybody's going to die, it's going to be Cersei.
The thing about killing, I don't know. I don't know how closely you were paying attention to the lore in the show when it was going on, but there was a short scene in season 4, I think 4, where Cersei, as a child, they showed her
Yeah, I know
and a
what you're talking
friend
about.
going to a witch's hut, and she asked the witch to read her future, and the witch took blood, and she read her future, and her future said she would have 3 kids, and they would all die, and it's proven true so far, and so people also shown that with a king or a person of high power dying in every episode or every season, my bad, that Cersei would be the next one to die. But people have also then theorized ways that she would die. They're not going to just say she would die. Um, if I don't know if you know the map of Game of Thrones in the world, but
Kind of, yeah, roughly.
John is up here, and Daenerys is down here.
Yeah.
Cersei's in the middle. All right. So if Daenerys were to fly her dragons and her army like they are at the end of season 6, was that 6? That was 6. At the end of season 6, so she's going up and John's going down. Who's going to get there first? But then people say, but wait, is her? People think that there's something going on between Brienne of Tarth and her brother Jaime, and
A little bit.
if he cheats on her, she'll kill him, or he'll kill her.
I see Jaime getting killed. I don't see Jon Snow making it through the whole series. Last season, death of Jon Snow, I could easily see that happening. I don't see Daenerys dying necessarily. I also don't see. I can't think of his name. Peter Dinklage. I don't see him dying.
I hope not. I like Peter Dinklage.
And I bet that. I don't know which one's going to get to kill Cersei, but I kind of hope it's Jon Snow, just because a lot of fucked up things have happened to his family, from her and her family.
What do you think about Arya killing her? Because
That would be dope too. I'd be more okay with that, honestly.
Because whenever she slit the dude's throat and made him eat his children,
Yeah.
that was fucking savage. That was.
I really
next.
hope Space Pants doesn't die.
She is the Arya is the goat of Game of Thrones. Like, she knows what she's doing the whole time. She knows how to play the game, and that's something that more people in that show need. So Cersei, Dora, which I don't know if you know who that is, but it was the dude that she told to leave and don't come back. Then he came back and fought for her, and she allowed him to come in. And he was touched by one of those golems whenever he was with Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
And she sent him away. Do you think he's going to come back with a cure?
Huh.
No, well, he might come back with a cure, but he's another person I don't see living.
You don't?
Nope.
But he's been there from the
I
beginning.
I don't see him living. I don't.
Yeah.
He's too good to last.
Who do you think are going to ride the dragons with her? There's 3 dragons, and there's 2 known Targaryens because we found out who Jon's dad is and his mom, so we know that he's Targaryen. We know that Cersei, or not Cersei, Daenerys is Targaryen. So there's 2 of the 3 dragon riders. Who's the third one?
The amount of spoilers in this, dude. If the fucking people on Instinct watch this through to make sure that they can upload
fuck.
it, and they haven't watched Game of Thrones this last season, I might just get kicked.
Nah, I'm sure we'll be okay. Just put.
I don't know, man. Maybe.
Okay.
Fuck.
I'll put a
when
cut
you're-
and put
when
spoiler
you're-
alert in there.
Yeah. When you're editing, put a spoiler alert.
Obviously, Jon Snow and Daenerys, and honestly, I don't know who the third person is. I have a lot of thoughts, but nothing that adds up. Like, I could see it being Peter Dinklage. I can't fucking think of his name for whatever reason.
No, Space Pants can't die.
I could see it being him riding one of the dragons, but then that doesn't make sense because I figured if it was Jon Snow, then it's not going to be him. So I don't know who the other one could be.
So in the books, do you know that the fat bald guy that's chilling with them right now?
Yeah.
Okay, you know how he's sneaky. He goes around. He fucks with the Lannisters and stuff. Well, Daenerys had a brother, right? She had 2 brothers, all right. And whenever Robert took the throne, all the Targaryens were supposed to die. He hated the Targaryens, and that's why him and Jaime took over King's Landing. So they stormed King's Landing and said all Targaryens are going to die. So that's why her brother and her ran.
Yeah.
All right, they ran south to where they are now. And Jon was held by Ned. His sister Lana, on her deathbed, you seen it, said,
Yeah.
take Jon with you. Okay, they supposedly killed the third brother, or the second brother of hers, the third Targaryen.
Oh, actually, I do know who the third person is.
Who?
Dylan, he didn't tell me this a specific name, but he told me that it's nobody we know about.
Yeah, I'm about to tell you why right now. So the third person, the second brother, the third Targaryen that was supposed to die, was supposed to be dead, except for that bald guy. He actually killed an innocent boy and then saved that brother and sent him somewhere. We don't know who he is. We don't even know if it's a brother. I'm not sure if it's a brother. It might be a boy or girl. Anyway, they sent him or her away and killed a random kid. So I'm excited to find out who it is and if we already know about them and don't know they're Targaryen.
All right, let's transition into another show. One that, if people aren't caught up with it, that's your own goddamn fault. Nick, let's talk about Gotham.
Yay!
So Nick and I have been obsessed with Gotham recently, and it's one of those shows that I knew about for a long time, but I was always kind of like, I don't know if it's actually going to be good. And Nick started watching it, and then I started watching it, and it's up there. It's got to be in my top 5 favorite shows right now, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
And this next season, which is season 2 for us, but season 3 for pretty much everybody else, I'm really looking forward to it.
Wait, why is it season 2 for you guys and 3 for everybody else?
Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix. We just started watching it, and the third season's about to come out, like, on TV, and the second season's about to come out on Netflix.
September 19th.
Yeah.
What would you guys have to do to watch this? Because if I watch the first season on Netflix and I fall in love with it like I did Game of Thrones, which is probably might not happen, but if it does, I'll fall in love and I'll go find where I could watch it the soonest. And I found Apple TV to be the soonest for Game of Thrones. So, what is it on? HBO fucking...
I don't know if it's on Hulu, but it's on Netflix for sure.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I don't know
I
how
understand.
else.
Is it ABC? Is it AMC?
Fox.
Is it Fox?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Weird.
That's,
I know, right? I didn't expect it to be so good.
I think it's on Sling, but Sling doesn't have a DVR option or an on-demand option. It does for Walking Dead, but that's it.
So,
okay.
so is
Game of
Sling
Thrones
something where
does
you
too.
can watch something when it comes out? Is that what Sling
Yeah,
is?
yeah. And then for like
Yeah,
big
like regular
shows,
TV.
yeah, and for like big shows, which I don't think Gotham would be considered one, it has that DVR option. So like Game of Thrones, you can do it with Walking Dead, Bates Motel, stuff like that. You can use the DVR option, so that way you can watch it whenever you want. But
Dab.
That's
so like literally, I'm probably gonna have to buy the third season on DVD. Oh no, the third season still won't come out for another fucking year.
Yeah. We'll
Oh.
just get to watch it like
dude.
a month or two early.
I failed, and I was like, I was not gonna fall into that loop where the fifth season I had to buy on DVD when it came out in the store, and then wait for the sixth season where everybody else already watched it. I was like, nope, that's not gonna be me.
Yeah, I hate that, dude. I hate it so much. So one thing I liked about having cable, didn't have to worry about that, and DVR.
Yeah.
I don't know, but there's something great about just being able to watch the whole fucking series in one go.
Yeah, there is,
Like,
but
you know,
it's also not worth waiting a whole year for.
I don't know, fam. Maybe.
Nick, I know you haven't watched
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. Would you be interested in watching Game of Thrones?
I don't know. I watched like the first 2 episodes, and I can't get into it.
It does, dude. The first season does drag on,
It does,
but
yeah.
I promise you, Nick, after you
I
finish
bet
the
you
last-
too. 'Cause Gotham dragged on for a little bit at the beginning.
I bet you
Kinda.
anything. I bet you anything. Whenever you finish the end of season one, you watch the last 5 minutes of season one, you won't stop watching it. Promise.
Is it like trying like crack for the first time?
A little bit.
Except for
That's
with crack the
OP.
first time you're done. Like
Oh.
this is probably like your fifth time trying this
Oh.
show.
So Andrew, if you're gonna watch Gotham, if you like superheroes, right? So like Batman, Superman, stuff like that. Don't go into it expecting to see people having awesome superhero fights because it's not going to happen. It's
It's kinda like a
realistic.
drama.
It's a crime drama and it's realistic to what Gotham would be if it was actually a thing. So you're not going to see Superman flying through the sky and kryptonite being shot at him. You're going to see these criminals like the Joker as a kid, Catwoman doing actual things that like a criminal nowadays would do, whether it's murdering somebody or things like that in a realistic manner, and it's pretty brutal and fucked up, and it's nice to see the history of how these criminals that we know now as adults became what they are.
Yeah, dude. Like Scarecrow's my favorite. The Joker. This Joker is I think essentially the Jared Leto one because he's like well, you don't know that now, but in the second season, which everyone should know, is he starts becoming like he joins like a crew of people.
Yeah.
Opie stuck his head through the
Well,
door and he's adorable.
Technically, he didn't join a crew. He's forced to be a part of this crew.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. But I really like
Yeah.
this. This Joker's probably my second favorite.
But Scarecrow is my favorite, dude. How they essentially show you how he because it's not fear gas in the show. It's like a fear serum.
Yeah.
He makes it into a serum first that you have to inject.
And I'm sure as the show evolves, maybe we'll find out next season that it does get turned into a gas or something.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to that.
How does this outro gonna go?
Oh, I don't know. Actually, I want to. We've only been recording for 48 minutes, so we still got like
Opie, stop!
12 minutes.
Stop it!
Are you just gonna cut this part?
No, I'll keep this in here. But I would like to do. The Optic Podcast does this, and I really like it. So fuck what anybody else thinks. We're doing it anyway. So on Twitter, they have this thing called Twitter Moments, where basically there's something that's going on in the world at this very moment, and we're gonna talk about that on here, and we'll see what you guys think of it, different perspectives, devil's advocate and whatnot.
But this is the part that gets controversial. Then I don't.
Controversial's good.
Controversial gets views, Andrew.
It does, and also gets videos unmonetized. Yeah.
Yes.
How do you feel about not making money, Cody?
I don't make money anyway, Andrew.
You know that 1 cent you're gonna make off this video? Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
Well, you gotta make $100 before you can even start making money.
Yeah, which I'm at like $8.
Woo!
Dude, that's one hell of a milestone.
Yeah, I've been gating $8 since February.
Not even
So-
at 10% yet. Opie, please stop eating my door.
Okay, what's this? What's this? Twitter?
I'm looking for something good.
Opie's trying to break into my room. He's eating my door, trying to get it open.
It's okay. We can't hear it.
It's okay. He looks adorable. No, keep trying. Stop.
Um.
Come back.
All right. Let's talk about this. Hillary Clinton collapsed. She had a seizure or she fainted, whatever you want to call it, at the 9/11 memorial a couple of days ago. And she has not released her medical records, which you're supposed to do as a presidential candidate, because obviously nobody wants a leader who is not healthy and fit and that we're able to know is going to live as long as possible. So what do you think about that? How do you think that is going to affect and also, not only that, if she was honest, like, okay, yeah, I'm sick, I have pneumonia, which is what the story is right now, but she initially lied and said it was because she just got too hot, but it was 70 degrees outside.
Okay, so like, I think she just fainted because like 9/11 was so horrible.
Yeah.
She was thinking about it again.
You think that's
She's
it?
like, oh fuck me.
No, I don't think that's it. I think
I don't
she's
know, man,
got
maybe.
some serious health problems, and she hasn't released her medical records because she knows that as soon as those are out there, she's no longer in the presidential. She's no longer a candidate.
I'm gonna say what you're about to comment right now. I'm about to say it. She got out of committing a crime. She can get out of this one too.
Oh yeah,
When-
100%. She could get out of this.
But that's not now. That is not to not speak for anything else. I'm not gonna sit here and preach my political opinion, but I don't think like it would be a massive deal if she did have a debilitating effect. I mean, dude, we put a boy in the office who was in a wheelchair, and he won us World War II.
Yeah, things were a lot different back then too, though.
I
And for
understand
the
that.
longest time, we didn't even know he was in a wheelchair.
I know.
That was
I
hidden
know.
for a long time. But I think because of that, honestly, because he randomly died. He wasn't murdered or anything. He randomly died. It might have been because of that presidency. They have to show their medical records now. And even though Donald Trump's was fucking stupid and obviously faked, at least to some degree.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What is the medical record? Can you see me a link?
Dude, I don't know if I could find it. It was hard to find when I watched it on another podcast. But basically, the letter said, in completely undoctor-like terms, right? He's like, I guarantee you that if Donald Trump is our president, he will be the most fittest president we've ever had, even though that's not a fucking sentence at all, and a doctor would not write that. They're not allowed to write that.
And we being the U.S. government took that as valid.
No. They're using it as a joke at this point. They didn't take it as valid. But Donald Trump has said that he will release his medical records, I think this week some point. And Hillary Clinton still has not released hers, even though they were both supposed to like a month ago or more even.
M&Ms. So like, oh fuck, what was I gonna say? Nah, fuck, never mind.
I don't, dude. Yo, I think honestly, the internet is blowing this presidential election out of proportion. Last election, I remember.
I don't know, man.
I know that we have two shitty candidates, and it just makes me
like,
want to.
They're not just two
Fucking,
shitty candidates.
I miss Bernie Sanders, man. Did you see all the memes about fucking Bernie Sanders when he heard about Hillary's fainting experience, whatever, and he's like running down the flight of stairs? That was fucking great.
I just think that like I remember when it was Obama versus McCain. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
McCain was.
That was the most normal presidential election I have ever had. They did their speeches.
They did it the right way, yeah.
They did it. They went on the TV. I sat at home after school. I sat down and I watched them watch the little votes on the side, 56% and 49%. And it just, and then at the end, they said, all right, this is it. This is your president. And then we watched everybody cheer and clap and it was over. I feel like this one, something dramatic is going to happen. When you're watching TV and at the end, whenever that number hits 0 and that's your president, something's going to blow up. Something is going.
Yeah. So I look at it this way, right? You have Donald Trump over here, okay? Donald Trump is not a good idea as our president. Like, I don't think he is at all. And then you have Hillary Clinton. The country as a whole has been going on a slow decline of success and Our economy, how well we're doing as a country has slowly been declining. It has been. If we go with Hillary Clinton, that is probably going to stay the same. We might get involved in a war. Regardless, there's going to be a war. And we're going to continue to slowly go down in the level of how wholesome our country is. If we go with Donald Trump, it's either going to be fucking directly down or directly up. It's going to be one or the other.
High risk, high reward.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with it goes down. All right. If it goes down, it's because he stayed true to his word and he bombed everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody, everybody's dead. But if it goes up, it's because everything he said was a lie and he's just a big troll. At the end of the day, he was just trolling around and he's just sitting in the office in a chair telling somebody to do something, and we're doing the same shit. And he just did it to say, hey, look, guys, I told you I became president.
I feel like it will, if it goes up, what's going to happen is the things that he does in office are things that other countries are going to be dumbfounded by. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, North Korea isn't going to know how to respond when Trump is like, shut the fuck up, otherwise I'm just going to bomb the shit out of you. And I know you don't want that. You're just playing with our fucking emotions this whole time. Shut up. And they're going to be like, oh, I mean, all right, I guess. Fuck. I know you're going to do some crazy shit. So, all right, fuck, we're done.
No, dude. Nah, dude. I have a question. I don't know the exact number. You know what? You guys keep talking. I want to look up the exact number.
All right. So, Jax and Obi decided to break into my room. They did it. They're inside.
Well, that's because I locked him out of my room because he kept fucking barking.
Well, Jax is standing on the bed and he's breathing in the mic right now.
All right, guys. I have the numbers. I didn't want to. This is off of Google. Actually, this is off of Bing, so it might be wrong.
Ew.
Sorry.
Oh,
So
it's a good
Bing.
porn search, though.
Yeah. You search
So-
like anything
Yeah.
immediately.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Google. Go ahead and Google. I've never used it technically, so
I'm trying to think of something I could kind
there
of.
should be a filter. You should be able to type in something as abstract as fucking tire. Type in the word tire, and there should be a way to filter that to where only porn related to tires shows up. I don't know exactly how you do it, but that's a thing that exists on Bing.
Okay, anyway. Let's go back to the normal shit. Okay, so tell me how Donald Trump is going to pay China their $6.2 trillion.
He's not.
Because, honest to God, that is the problem right there.
Oh, that's the biggest problem, and it's never going to go away.
Not the wall that he wants to build. Not Korea lollygagging around over
And
there.
the Mexicans will pay for it.
But get this.
Not nothing. It's the $6.2 trillion that we are in debt to China. And what is he going to do? You can't, if you bomb him, it's only going to get worse from there.
When
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton, okay, this is illegal, extremely illegal. Another thing that Hillary Clinton got away with. When she was, I don't completely have my facts 100% here, so just if I'm wrong on something, don't fucking hate on me. So when she was like the leader of the fucking group of people who control who we sell weapons to and shit, right? As a country, she got some sort of benefits from one of the Middle Eastern countries. So instead of playing that even, like, okay, here's Iraq, here's fucking Pakistan over here, and Pakistan did some favors for me personally, so I'm going to put them higher up on the list. She sold them millions, or technically she didn't sell them, I think she gave away millions upon millions of dollars of F-18 fighter jets that the military owns, weapons, fucking tanks, and shit like that. And so this country that isn't our friend, I don't know that it was Pakistan, it was one of the countries that we're not okay with. This country has all of these arms from, oh shit.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
me
I
too.
saw that.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, the power did some weird shit there.
Internet's still going? Internet's still going, all right.
My
So,
light's still on.
yeah, so this country that does not like us has all of these weapons that were illegally given to them by somebody who is in charge of making sure that these weapons do not get into the wrong hands, and she's our fucking presidential candidate. Meanwhile, this party is over here worried about how many companies Donald Trump has not successfully kept intact since the dawn of when he started running businesses, yet the ones that
I think the reason why people say that is because Donald Trump's a freaking dumbass, and we don't want either. But like, at the same time, Donald Trump's still like.
If enough people put on their ballot Obama, does he stay?
No.
Obi, no.
No, it's I don't know. I At the start of this whole thing, right, when this first was being not necessarily announced, but when this was first becoming huge, this time last year, I was
It's
like, fuck Donald Trump, worst president ever, not a good idea. And I didn't like Hillary Clinton either. As things slowly ran its course, I despise Hillary Clinton so much. I fucking hate Hillary Clinton. I feel like most of the time I line up on the Democratic side of things, you know, the way Democrats look at situations. I don't care in this one. I don't give a fuck. I don't want Hillary Clinton to be our president at all.
Yeah, whatever happens, happens. I mean, at this point,
yeah,
there's nothing we
honestly.
could do.
All right, we are at an hour, so if anybody would like to say any goodbyes until next week or whatever, I don't exactly know when this will go up. It should be between Thursday and Saturday, but whenever day you see it is the day that it will be on every week, hopefully, if things stay the same.
Yeah, that'd be great. Nothing really. No, these dogs are biting me. That's about it.
Nah, dude, I'll be excited to be
Ow.
back next week. Hopefully you guys enjoy it and we can keep going with this
Dude,
idea.
we have to get Chad on here for one episode.
Yeah, that'd be great, man.
Crystal isn't all for it, but I don't think Crystal understands that if we were to get Chad on here, just so you guys know, he's a really funny guy. So if we were to get Chad on here, it would be during the time that we would play Call of Duty. So it's already going to be time that's not spent with her. So I don't understand, you know, why it couldn't be spent doing something other than playing Call of Duty. You know what I mean?
Not fam. Only Call of
I
Duty.
think that in
fam.
her head, she thinks that it's time on top of Call of Duty. I didn't explain it very well. So if we could explain that to her, I think she'd be down.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless she just thinks it's like super childish and she wants to like fucking be that way.
Too. Maybe that too. All right, so that's the end of the podcast number 1. In case you guys didn't know the name, I don't know if I said it at the very start, but it's called the Game Crew Podcast. I will have on my channel, I'll have the link to the team channel in the description. Their Twitters will also be down there. And yeah, so I guess unless Andrew has anything he wants to say, deuces. No?